I don't think they do much, to be honest. I think it's a gimmick. Musical instrument players are quite weird creatures because, gullible, yeah, because they're told something, like, that makes a difference to your sound, and then they hear something different.
I had this, was trying to convince me that putting these magnets on the bed of the tubas would make them sound better. You had like a bit of metal and a magnet the other side.
Yeah.
And you could move it around different bits of tube, and that would make it sound better if you had this bit of metal with a magnet holding it in position on the tuba, and it's going to improve the sound. And
I always think with those things, if it's going to improve the sound, surely the manufacturer would build it into the design.
If those things across the joints really made a big thing, why not just solder them on over the joints? When we're manufacturing the tubas.
This is what I said to the guy when he came in and did his presentation. I was just like, I didn't say that my background or anything, but I was just like, why is a joint which is metal on metal going to be affected by a tiny little strip of metal on the outside? Surely that would be designed into the actual instrument if it made it that much better.
If you actually used a heavier ferrule over the joints, it would have a better effect, I would have thought.
I think the only thing that would make a difference on is things like clarinets, where the tenon is actually, the only contact point is on cork. So bridging a hard material from the wood to the wood would improve the resonance into the next
because cork's a soft
body.
Material.
Yeah. But when it's metal on metal tenon, I think the vibration's just going to travel through, isn't it?
I've got a new idea for Wessex. Like, this is working great for vlog material, but like the conversations you've been having in the morning would make a really good podcast.
The Pete and Jonathan show.
Well, yeah. I'm serious though.
The instrument geeks.
There are more stupid things on YouTube, actually.
Yeah, people would listen to it as well.
People would listen to it, and you get all these comments of them agreeing or disagreeing with what's being said and all that.
Especially if we had like special guests like Will and Andy on all the time, because they would talk forever. That would be like 10 episodes worth of it. It would have to be like notated, not a script, but like topics to talk about.
So it's not specifically on Wessex, but it can just be a general musical affairs, really.
Instrument innovation.
Yes. You could then put them on like Apple Podcasts and things.
They could be on YouTube as well for people that don't.
Yeah, because I watch ones like that. People like talk about cameras and photography and things like that.
It's growing arms and legs, this, isn't it?
You're working onto the principle here, we're going to pull people in for the media, and they're eventually buy Wessex because it's the brand they've been hearing so much about. It's like you're buying something from a friend rather than a complete stranger. Mr. Tuba, Mr. Saxophone.
I could get all my instrument repair tech friends in, talk about different things, and because they're all specialised in different areas.
You can get Carl in as well.
Dad would be great, just talking about the Wessex operations and stuff like that.
We can have Conrad on as well.
He's very good at explaining stuff.
Yes, but at the same time I do want videos going out, like explaining about the instruments. To me there's the serious ones explaining about the instruments, and then there's the various things, just like the general podcast, and then we zip it in abroad or whatever, you could actually put in the guests from around there. You know, I'm thinking like the people in the States, like Lee Stouffer, he's an instrument repairer there. It'd be really good to get on. And what do you find about the instruments? Because he's really into these old vintage instruments. And what do you find about them better in the past? We picked up an old non-playable old French trombone from 100 years ago. I brought the slide over to Jim Belt, and they copied the split valve.
I reckon that went obsolete because concert players were using it and putting their trombone down, and then the water was going every which way. So they were just like, this is rubbish. But because it wasn't applied to marching bands where you just put your trombone down, and it's really convenient because you don't have to lean down and empty
it might not go down
valve.
very well on the carpet or whatever.
No, so I reckon that's why it went obsolete, because I think it's a great system for a marching trombone.
But as far as, like I say, that was copied from a 100-year-old instrument. And as far as I know, no one else is making them.
I'm going to fit one to a Wessex trombone and take it up to London. Be like, have a go at this.
Yes.
Have it for a week. use it on parade, and to tell me you don't want it at the end of the week. That would be good.
It might also be a way of getting Wessex into the military bands.
Yeah.
You've got a trombone with a spit valve, which actually is better, and you've got a tuba, which is a lot lighter to carry, and you could just sort of work ways to actually try and do something better for all the members of the band.
Yeah.
What's the problems of every player in the band, and well, we're going to make an instrument that makes your life a bit better. It can be a functional thing like the spit valve, or a physical thing like the weight of the tuba, or it could be even an ergonomic thing to make it designed better to play in a marching position rather than most instruments are designed to be played in a concert setting. And if they're using specific instruments for parades, you could actually have specific instruments designed to be comfortable to play standing rather than
less damaging to marching musicians, so it increases the longevity, because a lot of tuba players don't reach the end of their career. They retire before because either their backs or their knees are completely shot. If the army could avoid those issues,
they wouldn't have to recruit so many new players and to replace
also they wouldn't lose as much money on medical discharge payouts.
Yes. They like that. That's the money. The money's the one that's going to get them.
The money and the statistics.
Yeah.
They like their statistics. So.
It'd be great to actually get into talk to someone that's influential in that area. You can almost sit down with the player, every member of the band, and what can we do to make your life better here? It's also, if it's out on a podcast or whatever, you're getting feedback. You either get people who agree with them, or other people that play that instrument or whatever disagree. So you were seeing if it's just that one person, what that one person is saying, or is that a general consensus from everyone that's in that area?
Right, should we get to work?
Yes. Yeah. We're doing now.
Could talk around, do our first pilot podcast forever, couldn't we?
Our podcast of how we're going to podcast. It's the prelude to the podcast.
And that also means I get to get my focus right for microphone input thing that I've wanted for a while.
Any excuse to buy more kit.
Right, let's go.